Welcome, Sean.
And to you we extend our deepest appreciation for your willingness to co-create as individuals and a collectivity of consciousness this interaction, this day of your time, to facilitate the merger and the blending, not only of all the members of your society, but of your society with other societies at this time in your transformational age. You may simply proceed in whatever manner you have co-created this interaction to take place.
Thank you very much, Bashar, and welcome to Inward Bound, and welcome to TV, although I'm sure you have probably much more advanced methods of communication, but this is the best thing we've got right now here on planet Earth. I was wondering if you might elaborate a little bit on the idea that you had in mind when we picked the title 2 weeks ago for the theme of the show, Live Your Dreams. I have some questions in mind, but I thought you might like to have something to say first.
Thank you. The idea is simply to lay down a foundation and a format, as you call it, to let you know that what you typically refer to as physical reality is, in a very real and literal way, simply a projection, a dream. Now, when we say an illusion, as many of you have already recognized that physical reality is an illusion, we do not use that term to discount reality. But simply all we are saying is that your perceptions in and of themselves are what create the reality you experience. That you are manifestations, you are expressions, you, each and every one of you, are facets of the multidimensional crystal of infinite creation. You are all the thoughts of the infinite creator, all the different ways that the infinite creation has of thinking itself into beingness, thinking itself into creation. And so physical reality is but the dream of the infinite creator, and each and every being within creation are the active co-dreamers, co-creators. So as you dream, as you believe, as you perceive, as you think, so you experience. So when you learn that your physical reality is simply the product of what you dream it, what you imagine it, what you believe most strongly your reality to be, then you will recognize that you are in control of the ebb and the flow of that experience of energy in your life, and you can create it to be whatever you desire, whatever you prefer it to be, if it is not so at this timing.
When we look at our lives, I'm now speaking obviously for myself, and I think for some people in the audience, for many of us there seems to be a discrepancy between the dreams that we hold, the visions that we hold for ourselves of what we would really like to accomplish, and what we see happening around us.
But this is primarily because of the habitual ritual that your society has created of not believing that your imagination, that your thoughts, and that your desires do in fact have an effect upon your physical reality. Not only an effect, but they are responsible for creating it to begin with. When your society continues to believe that physical reality happens outside of you, and that you really have absolutely no power over what is going on, that you are simply a random cog, as you say, in a large machine that operates without you or with you, then you do not know that you are in touch with that creative ability. You do not know that the reality that you see around you will also be the product of your unconscious and subconscious fears and belief systems. The idea is to bring this awareness to conscious level so that you can know that what you see around you may be the product of what you have been taught to fear might be true, what you have been taught to believe might be true against your desires, against your preferences, and to be in control of knowing that once you acknowledge that you are creating what is around you anyway, you know you are in control of it and you can change in the directions you prefer to.
We talk about belief, emotion, thought. These being, I believe, as you put it, the keystones or the cornerstones of the prism. We are a crystalline structure. Our body has, obviously, an energy field. And those three things, belief, emotion, and thought, is what creates the reflection?
Is what creates what you call your persona, your personality. You see, your persona, your personality, the person that you believe yourself to be, you consider yourself to be in this life, in this focus, is not exactly the totality of who and what each and every one of you is. It is an artificial construct. It is one of your many faces. As a total being, a total energy being, you span all time, all space, and you project many aspects, if you will, of yourself into many different dimensions of reality and experience and expression. So each and every one of those faces, each and every one of those persona, being an artificial construct, is like a prism. And like a glass prism, it will take the white light, the homogeneous light of the total consciousness that you are, and passing that light through the prism of belief, emotion, and thought, it will break that light down into the diversified spectrum of the immediate, specific physical reality you hold at any given moment to be true and real for you. So when you adjust the ideas, the beliefs, the emotions, and the thoughts within you, you create a different type of prism, and the white light then passes through that prism in a different way, and therefore projects a different type of reality upon the imaginary screen 360 degrees all the way around you that you think is exterior to yourself, but which is actually within.
So it's fair to say if we are experiencing a reality that is less than pleasant for us, in no small part, we are responsible for that.
Yes, but we do not mean to imply that that means blame. Responsibility, total responsibility for the creation of your reality means ultimate freedom in that way. And it takes acknowledging that you have created it, perhaps acknowledging that you may have unconscious or subconscious beliefs or fears within you that can attract these realities, negative though they may be, to you. And in recognizing that you have those beliefs, in acknowledging that you have those fears, then you own them. And simply remember, if you wish to change anything, you cannot transform something you do not own. So first you must own the idea that what you do experience in your life is your creation. That puts you squarely, as you say, in control, as you say, in the driver's seat. And then you can steer your vehicle through life along the path you desire, once you know you are firmly in control. But the easiest way to do that is to recognize that the reality you experience is your creation to begin with, even though it may be a subconscious creation.
And that element of fear, it would seem that what you're saying would back up what is commonly held in psychology and I think religion and certainly philosophy, and that is fear is our biggest enemy.
In a sense, it was truly stated in your world that the only thing that you do, in fact, have to fear is the fear itself, because there is nothing, no thing inherent about any circumstance or situation that needs to create a negative result. Only the fear, the doubt, the belief in lack of self-empowerment generates the negative effect out of the circumstances that you then become fearful of, and in becoming fearful of the effects you generated with your belief to begin with, you may then reinforce that fear through the experiences you create. But the experiences you have in life, they do not create the belief to begin with. The belief within you creates the experience, which may then reinforce the belief and then recreate the experience and catch you up in that cycle that you call your catch-22. So simply, it takes an understanding that if belief creates the experience, once you change the belief, you will change the experience. And we guarantee 100% that is the effect that will occur. You can do it for yourselves and create the proof you need for yourselves to see that it will occur.
What would be something any one of the viewers could do at home right now watching the show to really get in touch with perhaps what their highest mission is, their purpose, their destiny? What will make them happy? I am convinced that everyone has an optimal, even though we may not experience it, we have an optimal path.
In a sense, yes. Now, this is a very simple idea and a very simple answer. For recognize what excites you with integrity the most in life itself is the sign and the signal that lets you know what it is in life you can do most easily and can most effortlessly support you in the doing of that thing. What you call excitement, strong desire, that frequency, that energy, that vibration in and of itself is your physical translation, your bodily translation of the vibratory energy that represents the path in life you chose to be. So when you follow what excites you the most, you are most harmoniously, synchronistically aligned with all levels of your consciousness. All you need to do to see the effect of following what excites you the most is to trust it. Yes.
And in that creating what we want, what is it that blocks us from achieving that? I mean, there's a whole room full of dreams here. And
but again, the idea, you have been taught it isn't that easy. You have been taught that if there is anything worth having in life, you must struggle, you must suffer in order to earn it in that way. As you have a saying upon your world, I believe it goes, no pain, no gain. If you believe in that, then you will not allow yourself to experience gain without the pain. You simply have not been taught to believe that you are the effortless creations of the infinite creator, and since you are made in the image of the infinite creator, all of your creations can be effortless too, because you are just as much a multidimensional creator as the infinite creator is.
What about, quote, the American dream? We've heard a lot about that, and I think my opinion now, it's a personal opinion, that perhaps we've lost our focus. But if you think about what we've accomplished relative to other countries in the world and relative to other economies, using certainly material output as one measure, what is it that has happened that has diffused our focus? And is there, in fact, an American dream? Is there a collective dream as well as an individual dream?
Yes, there is, and there are specific dreams within the collective dream, and all the individuals within any particular nation's dream are also truly valid dreams unto themselves, even though they may be, let us say, synchronized with a collective dream. But the diffusion that you may feel, that you may be experiencing, is simply, in a sense, a blending, a time of unlocking from past conceptions and a refocusing into new points of view, new attitudes, new directions, new approaches. In this way, this diffusing broadens your scope, broadens your horizon, broadens your perspectives, and gives you more opportunities to determine for yourselves that there may be more ways to get somewhere than you previously thought. You see, there is no one way to do anything. If there was only one way, there would only be one person. Look around. Your world is populated by billions of individuals, and each individual is a different way, a different idea, a different expression, a different path of the infinite creation and the overall collective dream, if you will. Now, each and every nation upon your world shares and holds an aspect of the collective dream, and different nations will represent certain ideas that other nations are not willing to play out or simply have not chosen to play out. That is why you now find your world growing and blending together, becoming, as you say, smaller and smaller every day, because now you are becoming one dream. Each and every individual in every nation, and each and every nation are gathering together and bringing with them the pieces of the collective total dream, so that you can all live the one dream of the total collective consciousness that all of you together on your world are. That is what will now begin to allow you to function as one world, and that functioning will allow you to function with other whole worlds and allow you to join what you may loosely term our association of worlds.
It would almost seem that this particular technology that we're using right now, television, is a very good way to achieve that.
There are many valuable tools of communication. Whatever works best for each and every one of you will be the tool you'll be attracted to and can be of best service in utilizing upon your planet. But there are many forms. They will become much more rapid, and you will begin to understand that you are linked mentally, emotionally, and that you can begin to exercise that level of communication as well as what you might typify to be your electronic media.
How dependent is living one's dreams on, if you will, being in the moment? We always hear, be in the now, be here, be now, don't be yesterday, don't be tomorrow. How important is it to be here right now?
In a sense, it is critical to the operation of the mechanism, for if you are, let us say, living in the past, if you will, living in the future, if you will, not living in the present, then all the things you could be attracting to you will not be able to find you, because the present is the only experiential time in which you actually exist. So if you are not focused in the present, then you will not be aware of all the opportunities that are in the present for you to act upon. You'll be looking elsewhere for everything else outside yourself, in the past, in the future. And all the time, right, as you say, under your nose are all the things you need, right within you, right here, right now.
When we look at the concept of time, some people say time is sequential and linear, and then, of course, there's the argument, which I think is now becoming very popular, is that actually all time already exists. All events have already taken place. So rather than being in linear sequence, They've already all happened. It's just our perceptive understanding of them.
Well, yes, in a sense. Although